Hillary Clinton has become the latest Democrat to advocate violence openly. She did it in a very subtle way in an interview and said that the Republicans respect strength and the dialogue can't be civil until the Democrats are back in power, which is basically a nice way of saying we need violence until then. And it goes along with what Eric Holder said, which is when they go low, we kick them. Round of applause. Maxine Waters, get in their face and you stop them and you tell them no, you know, even when they're in restaurants. Maxine Waters, really? We see the behaviour of Antifa. We see it advocated in the media. We see it advocated by the Democrat Party. We see the media and the Democrat Party are basically one. So, you know, there is not going to be any neutral coverage or anything. They're not going to be asking any tough questions to Hillary, certainly not about Benghazi, which she still tries to convince us is a conspiracy theory. No one died at Benghazi, really. What about Haiti? Did they not have their development money because you stole it and it was siphoned into your slush fund, Clinton Foundation, which is international criminal cartel? Hillary has been making excuses for why she lost for ages and ages, you know, just using divisive politics and everyone's identity against them. You know, you're gay, you're black, you're this, that and the other, and if you're a white male and you're excluded from that group, then you're not going to be included in the Democrats' agenda. Maybe that's why they lost, eh? Maybe calling everyone deplorable is why they lost. Maybe the Podesta emails leaking at an opportune moment, at a vital moment just before the election, you know, and Julian Assange losing his internet and everything all being connected. Maybe actual truth managed to get out into the masses before you were able to conceal it with your censorship and Soros owning all of the companies and then bringing in the censorship. A bit of truth about Hillary got out there into the public, and we can't have that. And that's why she lost. And then she still seems to think that saying vote for me because I'm a woman is a winning campaign. You know, even Theresa May didn't say that, and she's a woman. Hillary, you're not the only woman. I love the way that Hillary says that Donald Trump's presidency has been disrespectful to women. It's employed more women than any other presidency. Oh, but according to Hillary and her crazy facts in her world, in her fact-checking Hillary world, which is complete just nonsense. It's not reality. You know, she just lives in that echo chamber that they all feed back to each other, which is the mainstream media's narrative. They live in the mainstream media narrative, not the reality. She said all women voted for her. Yeah, right, okay, not a lie at all. Statistically, demonstrably untrue. Why didn't the host ask about Libya? And we saw he died, and then turned it into a slave market. Is that better? No tough questions. When, of course, Trump's there, they get all the tough questions, he gets bombarded, etc. And he has to say, I'm the president, not you. Then, of course, they can come back and say, oh, he's being rude, just like they do with journalists, etc. But why should he have any respect for journalists? Why should he have any respect for these people that need him more than he needs them? We don't need the media. I don't think Trump needs the media. He could just close it down. He'd still be popular. He'd still have his version of media that he could get out on, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Gab, whatever it is. If he shut down the mainstream media now, CNN, BBC, Sky, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, NPR, shut it all down, it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference. You know, we'd actually have a chance then, because they wouldn't have the deep state propaganda tool in place to propagandize the people and weaponize them and turn them against each other. Because we're actually supposed to be fighting a global elite technocracy. We're not supposed to be fighting each other. Just like Occupy used to be an actual protest against the banks. Now Antifa are just bashing anyone with a red hat on. And framing all speakers on YouTube and someone like Sargon of Akkad as far right, yeah, because libertarians and liberals are far right, aren't they? I think he's only come to the... I think he's only called far right because he's come to the conclusion that Islam isn't great for our country. Or any country. And this is the thing I don't really understand. Demonstrably, multiculturalism hasn't worked. No societies have integrated with others. No cultures are integrating with others. You know, they all just kind of sector off and have these, you know, ghettoized kind of cultures, etc. But overall, it hasn't worked. People haven't adapted. You know, the Muslim people escape countries that they were persecuted in to be persecuted over here by those same Muslims that persecuted them over there, because those terrorists are now over here. So it hasn't actually worked. There's no integration with Western cultures or the indigenous. And very, very slight integration. Every now and then you'll have someone that's your friend or whatever, you know, you'll meet someone, oh, I love these people, I love these people. You don't know all of them. You don't know what the ideology is. You don't know what these people believe. They believe in beating their wife, a lot of these men. They believe in, you know, having child brides, etc. You don't like them. You can't obviously judge them all, but you can if they follow a religion to the letter. And if the religion is as egregious as Islam, then so be it. You can judge them all, pretty much. If you believe this, then you must be sick. I'm sorry, I know it's a mainstream text, the Quran, but it is absolutely anathema to everything to do with freedom, progress, liberty, safety and human dignity. But those things are just fusky old subjects, aren't they? It's much more important to clamp down on your opposition. Much more important to silence speech because it's hateful. That's the liberal way now. So if you identify as a liberal, you're a left-wing Nazi. Because that's how the Nazis started. They were the National Socialist Party. That's what Nazi means. That knowledge is becoming more common now. We see it happening now in real life. We see the reaction of the pious twats, just like Owen Jones, etc., that, you know, believe that if you go to a Gays Against Sharia rally, you must be anti-Muslim, and therefore the way is actually to embrace all Muslims, all gay Muslims. Well, gay Muslims aren't embraced by straight Muslims. Get that through your head. We're not going to investigate that because that would be awkward, wouldn't it? We're not even going to investigate when there's actual rape going on because that would be racist, wouldn't it? And people are now trying to rewrite history and write Tommy Robinson out of it. Like he didn't have a role in exposing the grooming gangs in Telford and Oxford and Rotherham and Rochdale. I wouldn't even know to reel off those names on my brain if it wasn't for Tommy. So don't try and reinvent history. I know that's what you like to do, the left, but it's not going to work this time. We're too awake.